welcome to What I Watched Wednesday. I'm AJ, and this is Emma from downstairs.
Tis I.
Emma has never taken a film class,
Nope,
but she has watched Superfly with me for the first time,
I did.
and she has taken a class called, what was it?
The sociology of drugs.
Well, we're just going to talk a little bit about the movie Superfly and what we thought, and just like little things that we found interesting. Alrighty, so here's a little rundown of just the basics of Superfly. So it came out in 1972 and was directed by Gordon Parks Jr. And it starred Ron O'Neal in the top billing as Priest, who's our main character here, and he lives in New York City. It takes place mostly in the Harlem area, and you get a really good nitty gritty view of Harlem in the 70s, which is very different from Harlem today. Um, but then you also get this inside look at this drug world, which is why I thought Emma might like Superfly.
Because I like drugs.
This is true. She did take a class on drugs. So you get to see a lot of that and the struggle that Ron O'Neal's character has with getting out of the game, while also making a lot of really good poignant points about just life in general back then for the African American community and their options and their lack of options and power in their own society. So I thought I'd ask Emma what she thought of the movie to start with.
I thought it was really interesting. I understood most of it. There was, what was that one line that when they were talking in that alleyway to those cops, and his friend was like, I did want to get out because you said that we should, but now this better offer has come. And I was like, shit, that's terrible.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. I enjoyed that scene. It spoke a lot about the situation that Priest was in, but also a little bit about the community in a whole. I think the character's name was Eddie, the partner, and he made a lot of points of, this was his only life, the only life he knew, and he says that a couple times, and it just really hammers that point home that there weren't a lot of financial opportunities for African Americans.
Right. That also points towards like a social bonding theory of so like that theory is like people are born neutral, and then depending on like the people that are in their lives and like how frequently they interact with those people, that will determine like their desires and like why they would commit a crime is because of the people that are there around. So he was more adhering to like a social bonding theory, whereas Priest was going more for like a strain theory, I would think, because of like you said, the financial situations. They like stressed him to the point where he needed the money, so he committed the crime, and the fact that he wanted to get out of the game showed that it was more strain theory, because with strain, there's the underlying assumption that you're born good, and that people are like good, and then there's reasons they commit crimes, whereas other theories are why like people are born neutral, why they may or may not commit crimes, and another one is like people are all born evil, which is like why wouldn't people commit crimes, So yeah, like the community. I found it interesting that the whole like plot revolved around just Priest. Like they made reference to like the family of like the dealers, but like a lot of movies I've watched about like drug culture are always focused around like the connections and like the network of it. And this wasn't like about organized crime or like really crime, and like it was about crime but not like organized crime. It was more focusing on just him as an individual, as like the high man in the network, trying to get out. Because usually it's like some low man trying
Yeah.
to Like he just doesn't want to get into like that hardcore. But this is like Priest like runs it, and he's the one who's trying to get out, which I found very interesting because I haven't seen a lot of movies that have been like that. You know, there's always like it like glamorizes crime almost anything.
Yeah, it's
About
exciting.
like drug culture, yeah.
Yeah, and like to an extent, it does glamorize the drugs, but it also really it's real. You know, it feels real because Priest is he grew up in this life and he's constantly saying, you know, I'm gonna have to ice somebody or somebody's gonna ice me, and that's not the way he wants to live.
Right.
But he has no other options. He can't join the military. All he can really hope to do is work for super low paying jobs that
Yeah.
won't give him any financial stability, which is what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants that. We're off topic.
Yeah.
Like, so let's get back to Superfly. I think we're gonna wrap it up because we've done this for 30 minutes now.
Oh god.
But it's been super fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this. We should do this like as an actual
We should.
YouTube channel.
Let's do it.
I'll get a better computer, I promise, Dr. Dreyer. So all in all, I think that Superfly was a really good movie, set to really good music that I think really complemented the actions but drove it forward and gave the audience a lot more information. So I think that really worked for it. And I think honestly, it's one of the reasons I like the movie as much as I did. Just the music, the commentary, the social commentary is really interesting.
Yeah, the social theories that were involved were also very interesting because they were also like there were multiple theories that were represented, but they were all like counted as valid.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. I'm sad it took me 20 years to finally get to see Superfly, but I really did enjoy it. It's one of the movies that I think I'm gonna end up purchasing and keeping for a long time.
Definitely.
Well, Dr. Dreyer, that's the end of what I watched Wednesday. Sorry it's so long. I'll edit this later. Okay, bye.